CJRS, 1650 AM, Montreal. Untitled Perspectives with Keela McCoy.
Welcome back to the second half of Health Perspectives. We're into the home stretch of the show, and so we're on the second half. We're going to be talking about life coaching and getting a life coach. Sometimes it's she's been referred to as a good friend. We're talking with Samantha Barley, who was formerly a crisis intervention counselor, and she worked in a drug rehab. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
So what brought you to life coaching?
Well, so life coaching is something that is extremely important to me. Myself, when I was younger, I had difficulty with low self-esteem.
Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think you just cut off for a second. So you had problems with low self-esteem and then you cut off.
Yes, so if you don't hear me, just let me know.
Okay.
But yes, so when I was younger, I dealt with depression, low self-esteem, different issues like that, and I got help for myself when I was a lot younger. And so everything...
Yeah, are you still there? I think we're losing Sam. I don't know whether it's the phone or... Yeah, that's two guests in a row.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, what's happening?
Okay, I'm not sure. I just took out my headphones, so I'll speak like this. Maybe that'll help. Sorry about that.
That's great.
Okay, perfect. Okay, sorry about that. Yes, so how I got into life coaching is I myself have gone through difficult times, and I got support and help for all of those things. And now when I'm helping people, I'm really talking from a place of personal experience for most of the subjects. So I worked in drug rehab centers. I did one-on-one counseling, crisis intervention, and then I decided, you know what, won't it be wonderful to work on my own with people who really want to improve their lives. So the people who come to me are the people who want to change, and those are the clients that I love the most, the ones who are really willing to do the work to improve their lives.
And it's more, I think life coaching can be a very positive environment as well, and you get to choose the clients that come in to you.
That's right, yes. So going from the drug rehab center, it was a wonderful experience, but there's a lot of resistance on the part of some of the participants. Not everybody is ready to change, and so it was a little bit of a struggle with some people. And so now when I'm working with somebody, I know they looked me up online, they found me, or they got referred by somebody, and they know what they're getting into. They know that they might be suffering, they might be feeling down, they might be wanting a career change, whatever it is, but now they're really willing to do what it takes to have the life that they're looking for. So for me, it's a lot more fun to work with somebody like that who's ready and willing. So
as a life coach, you're more of a perception shifter.
Yes, that's right. So a lot of times the things that we perceive as stopping us, I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm not good enough, it's not true. It's really only things that we've programmed into our mind. It could be through, growing up, the things that we heard from other people. But a lot of the times, the things that are holding us back is our limitations that we're putting on ourselves. So when I'm working with somebody, I'm helping them figure out, first of all, what is it? What are the sort of thoughts that you're thinking? What are the things that you've learned that are holding you back? And then I help them to see things in a more positive light, to shift their perspective, to believe in themselves, to really feel like they can do something instead of, oh no, I'm not good enough, I can't. No, of course you can. Maybe you just have to figure some things out, but everybody is capable of doing most things that they want to achieve.
Now, sometimes that victim mentality of, I can't do it, I'm afraid, etc., doesn't necessarily come from things that we've heard in our lives. Sometimes it can come from within, of just being so full of fear that you're just afraid to change, and so you come up with this self-talk that prevents you from going out and really experiencing who you are or just trying new things.
Yes, exactly. So self-talk is a big one. I don't know if everybody recognizes it. I think some people are starting to see that the way they talk to themselves, even in their mind, like what I suggest to people is just start paying attention. How are you thinking? What are the sort of thoughts you're thinking when you get up in the morning? What are you thinking when you look in the mirror? What are you thinking when you want to achieve those goals? What are the thoughts, the self-talk that you have? And a lot of times, people who are not achieving their goals or not living the life that they really want, they will recognize that it's pretty negative. It's really a voice that, and it's our voice, but it's a voice that is putting us down, saying we're not capable. And the more that we replay that voice, those thoughts over and over in our head, we're creating negative thought patterns. We're creating certain habits of thinking, and so we have to recognize that is a big thing that's holding us back. And we can choose to change our thoughts. We can choose to think things that are more helpful for us. However, it does take practice, especially since it's been a habit. It's been something that we've been thinking for so long. And so to shift from a negative mindset to a positive mindset does take practice. And that's where I come in, is helping people to learn how to do that and have more uplifting conversations in their mind and saying, I can, even though sometimes feels like we can't. We have to get to a place of, okay, maybe I can, I think I can, and then getting to the place like, oh my goodness, yes, I'm doing it. It's small steps, and it's really about creating new thought patterns.
And does it come down to, when you're conquering certain fears, doing things afraid?
Sorry, doing them when you're afraid?
Yeah, just do them even if you're afraid.
Yeah, so that's one thing. So I call myself a self-discovery life coach, and I have a Meetup Group called Self-Discovery Montreal. We actually do a lot of activities. I plan a bunch of different activities to help people get out of their comfort zone. So getting out of your comfort zone, doing things that are a little bit scary for you, but you think will be of benefit to you in the future, are incredibly beneficial. So I don't mean, going and doing the most terrifying thing you could ever imagine, maybe speaking in front of thousands of people right away. That would be a very big step. But getting out of your comfort zone with small little steps, like people who are dealing with social anxiety, I'll be helping them and saying, okay, well, when you're going and walking on the street, just look up, make eye contact with people. That's out of the comfort zone for some people. Just, saying hello to a waitress or shaking somebody's hand. Those sort of things they seem very small to some who are not afraid of that, but somebody who's dealing with social anxiety, it can be terrifying, but it's still a small, positive step out of your comfort zone that when you do it, after you do it, you will feel proud of yourself. You'll see that it wasn't so bad. You'll see that, okay, nothing bad happened from that, and wow, look what I did. And so getting out of your comfort zone is small steps. And so when I'm doing activities and stuff like that, I do things like I'll bring a group of people to do improv classes. I don't know if anybody has heard of improvisation.
Yeah, with the Comedy Nest or the Comedy Works.
Oh, yes, they do. They do things like that there. The one that I sometimes bring people to is Montreal Improv, and we just have like little acting with other people. We have to think on the spot. We have to do things like that. So I love bringing people to activities like that, or even activities like trying laughter yoga. Or, I do things like appreciation walks where you're talking with other people about things you appreciate. Even for some people, that's out of their comfort zone. So doing things that might feel uncomfortable at first, but you think that there'll be a benefit in doing it. When you actually do it, you just feel so much better and so proud of yourself.
And so what is, so obviously with the improv, what do you do with the people? Is this like a meetup group?
Well, so I have my own meetup group, Self-Discovery Montreal, but then I plan activities around other things or what other people might be interested in doing. So I don't actually teach the course at Montreal Improv. So I bring a group and we participate in their activity. I think it's about an hour or so where we're doing different out of your comfort zone things. We're thinking on the spot. We're doing improvisation. And then because I planned it around my group, I always bring people to a coffee shop and we discuss how was this activity for you? How did you feel? What sort of feelings did you live when you were doing this? Talking about how scary it was, or how proud we are afterward. A lot of people really feel that benefit right away. Like, wow, I did this. I did it with a group. We were supported. That's what I like doing, is bringing people and saying, you know what, be yourself. It's okay that you're shy. It's okay that you're nervous. Let's do it together and let's have a fun time. It's about enjoying it, but still growing as a person.
So actually, by getting people together, by getting a group together, you're actually creating a circle of friends that can support each other, where you never get promoted or fired and there are no awards, which is something that you don't find, actually. Everywhere that we go, whether it be a family or any type of community center where we're getting involved in activities, you can either get replaced or, win an award, but it sounds like you're creating a safe environment for people to just go where they never get promoted or fired or win awards. You just get to practice being yourself.
Exactly. That's right. I think it's been since about 2014 that I have my group now, and we do all sorts of activities together, and I also do group life coaching. So everything that I would help people with in an individual session, we also do in a group. It's less specific to that specific person, but we'll do, self-esteem, self-love. I just put up one, how to be attractive inside love, finding happiness. And so we get together, and like you're saying, it's like they become close, they become friends, they get to know one another, and they help each other through their difficulties. And we talk about all these subjects and find solutions and be creative and, just to support one another. And they learn a lot of different things in these groups. Yeah.
And so one of the things that you do help people with is to change careers. And I know that that's something that is new in terms of finding a life coach, or even the employee assistance programs that companies have. They actually have somebody who can help people with career change. So how do you start? Obviously, if somebody has low self-esteem or low confidence, and they're getting involved in the Meetup Group, and they're changing their self-talk, and they're realizing that they're not so terminally unique in their situation. How do you help somebody with the career change?
So it really depends on the person. I have different types of clients who are in different places, but when it comes to career change, it's usually because you're not happy where you are, right? You don't like your job. Maybe you're not happy doing a 9-to-5 job. You want to think of something that's different, but you're afraid, right? A lot of times it's, I'm afraid. I don't know how to do it. What do I do? And so in my sessions, I will really help people to discover, first of all, what would you like? What would make you happy? What would you enjoy doing every day? And so we'll spend time really talking about that, and I'll ask certain questions to help them figure out what is it that would really spark them. What would they love doing? Some people know, some people don't know, and so it really depends. But then going from there, starting there, because you don't want to go just quit your job tomorrow and then not know what you're going to do, right? So when I'm seeing somebody, I definitely don't recommend, quitting your job right away and then jumping and, not knowing where you're going. So it's to prepare yourself. First of all, start fantasizing. What could it be? What could I do? How would I do that? What would it be like? And then start to figure out, well, what does it take to do that? It does take some self-confidence. It takes believing in yourself. It takes saying, I believe that I can.
So it takes believing in yourself, and I think you cut out again.
Oh, I'm okay. You hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay. So believing in yourself, believing that you can make this change, that it is possible to have the career that you're looking for, to have the life you're wanting. A lot of people who have been coming to me recently want to work for themselves, just like I do, having that flexibility, being able to do your own thing. And to do that, it does take work, and it takes being able to believe that you can. And so I'll help people to get to that place of self-confidence, of feeling like, yes, I can. Look at all the qualities that I have. Look at all the things that I've done in my life. Of course I can do this. And that's where we do with the self-talk, right? If you have that voice is saying, no, 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 you can't do this, and because of this, because of that, well, then I'll help you figure out, well, why could you do it? Why are you good at that? And we'll find all of those reasons together, because people really diminish themselves. People have a lot more qualities, a lot more capabilities than they give themselves credit for. And so the more you look at that, the better you feel, and the more confident you are to take those steps.
And sometimes that's called transferable skills, right?
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, even the things that I'm helping people with, it's because of my life experience. It's because of what I've experienced on my own. And so everybody has so many different hobbies and interests and things that we like, that we've learned so much already that we can transfer that and make a career out of it. Definitely.
And so somebody who's able to get up in the morning, make coffee, and drive to work, that's a transferable skill.
In what way?
In the sense that when I used to work in disability and trying to get people back to work for various organizations, just the fact that they were able to talk to me on the phone for 25 minutes was a transferable skill. When they said they couldn't do anything, and I would say to them, well, you're talking on the phone. You're at least you're able to talk on the phone for 25 minutes.
That's right. So simple, right? So yes, I get what you're saying. Just being able to look, and we might not be able to see it right away, and it takes a little bit of self-discovery, looking within. What could I do? Because sometimes we say, oh no, I can't do anything. I don't know anything. But like you're saying, even the smallest thing can be looked at, and if you think about it creatively, if you look at it in a creative way, you can find a way to make a career and have what you're looking for with the smallest things. Right.
And so one of the things, I know I did that a couple of years ago, where the pain of living was greater than the fear of change. And I knew that I could not continue on working, in a various environment, etc., because I'd outgrown it. And so I guess you get a lot of people that are frustrated because they've outgrown a particular environment. Have you had people that have gone, because I did a full career change in the sense of just a complete shift and to do something that's fun. So do you have people that are coming to you that are looking for some type of little retirement project, or do you help people retire? Because retiring, you need planning.
I've spoken with, I think, 1 or 2 clients about retiring. I haven't had many so far about retirement plans. But what I really get from what you're saying is that feeling so fed up and so uncomfortable with where you are. And so when I'm helping people with career or anything else, it's because they're fed up. It could be a relationship, it could be how they feel about themselves, it could be career. But the ones who I've noticed improve the quickest and the most and are willing to do what it takes are the ones who have suffered a lot. And I take myself as an example. When you're really suffering, you're really willing to do anything it takes to find your happiness, to find a better life, to feel better.
And I think that's very interesting that you've put it that way, because I think that pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional.
That's right. That's right. And a lot of people don't recognize that. They don't realize that they're the ones who are causing their suffering the most with the thoughts that they're thinking, saying I can't. They're keeping themselves in these careers or these relationships or, these friendships, anything that are toxic. And they're the ones who are creating the suffering for themselves. Yes, there's life experience, there are things that happen, but it's how we deal with it that will give us the life that we're wanting or continue that suffering.
And sometimes people that think that they're in a toxic relationship, it's like it's just their perception. They're actually toxic. And so
themselves, right? Yes. A lot, yes.
And one of it's interesting because you can talk to somebody and it's like every environment that they've worked in was, according to them, toxic, and every relationship was toxic, and then you realize, well, you're the common denominator in all of this.
Yes, they would be considered the toxic person. They just don't realize it. And they're the ones who are toxic because they're the ones who, wherever they go, are looking for the most negative thing to complain about, right?
Right.
So people who are complaining, who are pointing out this and that person and this person did this to me, well, they're the ones who are toxic because they're only seeing the negative in their life. We all have those. We all have those negative moments. We all have those negative people. But if we choose to look somewhere else and focus on the other things that we can appreciate, that we can enjoy, then our life changes. We shift, and then we're no longer toxic. And the funny thing is that when we start to do that more and more, less of those other negative people are in our lives, because we're surrounded by people who are also enjoying life, appreciating the small things, looking on the bright side.
And so one of the things that's interesting is that obviously I have my own practice and then going out to get new clients, and I find that I just have to listen to what they say, and if they're afraid, if they're afraid I'm going to like maybe take advantage of them or do them in, or something negative, if I do take them on as a client, 99% of the time they're the biggest predators. So I've been watching at what people say and what their fears are, when I'm approaching them, because I realize that that's exactly who they are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if that's something that you can chime in on, but watch what people say about other people, because that's who they are.
It really shows where they're at. It shows where they're at in their development. If they're complaining all their time, they're talking bad about other people, then the likelihood is that they're also doing that to themselves. When I'm working with people with low self-esteem, I recognize that a lot of times people with low self-esteem, or people who don't love themselves so much, are very critical of the others, but they're also very critical of themselves. So when I'm working with people, it shows me where they're at. But then I also get to imagine where they can be and who they really are. Isn't that negative, low feeling person. They want to feel happy. They want to love themselves. They want to appreciate others. And so I really try and help them see that, help them see that you don't have to feel this way anymore. And so I really emphasize the positive self-talk, doing things that that help you to love yourself more, even changing your food, changing your diet, getting some exercise, going for a walk, even if you don't feel like it. These are things that will help uplift you. And when you start to feel better about yourself, then it just shows, like, somebody who loves themselves is not that critical to somebody else, right?
Exactly. But sometimes, the dog-eat-dog world of the ego and business is completely, and it's almost like toxic is normal now, like being sociopath. I do some work with people that have big businesses, or that might be in the U.S. as well. And so I'm starting to realize some of the strategies are a little sociopathic. Mm-hmm. And so it's great to try to be honorable and loving towards all, but you can really get stomped on as well. So how do you maintain a loving, positive self-esteem, self-confidence, and, while people are trying to walk all over you or trying to size you up? Isn't that exhausting?
Sorry, go ahead.
It's exhausting, eh?
It can be. It definitely can be. And even, on Facebook or the news, like, a lot of it is very negative. And so the way that I help people is to tell them to focus mostly on themselves, in the sense of, okay, I have to be good with myself first. I even do groups about putting yourself first, taking care of yourself, your basic needs. The more you take care of the things that you need, you listen to yourself, the less likely it is that you're going to get caught up in all of that. Because what'll happen is I really help people with emotions. Like, I even have an emotional awareness card where it has different emotions, and it's to help figure out, how am I feeling right now? What's going on with me right now? And when you're in those sort of negative experiences, or, you're dealing with certain types of people, you can still, even when you're interacting with them, look within and say, okay, how am I feeling right now? Oh, I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling put down, I'm feeling all these things. And then you sort of pay attention to that and say, okay, it's okay. I'm here for myself. Like, you want to treat yourself as you would your best friend. You want to be supportive. You want to be caring. And so even in those difficult moments, if you're there for yourself in that sort of caring way, it doesn't get to you as much. And then when you're out of those situations, you go do the things that are important to you. You hang around those positive friends that you have. You have other interests and activities to distract you and bring joy to your life. So even if you are in a position where you're still in that crappy job that you don't like, at least afterwards you're there for yourself and you're having a good time with your life until you make that next step to then have the career that you want as well.
And I think that's so important, having something outside of work, or if it's a bad relationship, having a positive work environment, something that grounds you, that can give you a sense of purpose. And also, you're right, in relationships, it's all about, and relationships at work, and relationships with family, and relationships with neighbors, etc., in your own community. It has to do with knowing who you are in all those environments. And somebody can be like a 9 on 10 at work, where they're just fabulous in their job, but be a 2 on 10 in relationships, and because they don't know how to communicate outside of work. And so I think, being part of a group and learning how to practice being yourself, it sounds like that's something that you're helping people to do.
Yes, I love it. And it's really, I did it for myself. I learned all these things, and I continue to put things into practice. We're never perfect, so we're always learning and growing. And so in my individual sessions, in my group sessions, in the activities that I do, these are the things that we talk about. These are the things that we want to keep going, and being surrounded by people who want the same thing and who are trying hard and who recognize that it's never going to be perfect, but that's okay. It's just so soothing and so empowering for everybody, and myself included. I love what I do because of that, because I feel like, wow, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it's just going to get better and better.
And to stick with the winners and not the whiners.
Oof, that's right. That's right. They'll just bring you down.
So, Samantha, how do we get a hold of you if somebody's listening and wants a life coach?
Yes, so the best way is to go to my website. So it's samanthabarley.com. Barley is spelled Barley. You can also go on Meetup. Actually, on the website, you can click on events and get to my Meetup, which is Self-Discovery Montreal. Or if you want, you can also give me a phone call. It's 438-228-2677.
All right. Well, if we have to have you back on, will you come back on?
Yes, it would be great. This was a lot of fun.
Great. Well, thank you so much for being on Health Perspectives.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We are a nonprofit organization, and so we run on donations. So if you'd like to kindly donate to La Radio Gospel. Andre, do they go to radioshalom.com still, or how can people contribute? Okay, so we're not contributing at this time, but if you want to get a hold...
We'd like to listen.
Pardon me?
We'd like to have more and more listeners.
More and more listeners.
Talk to your friends.
Talk to your friends and put this on your website, La Radio Gospel at 1650 AM CJRS. And so to all the people that are listening, you can email me at rosenlive@gmail.com if you're looking to have us discuss a topic that you would like to hear information about, or if you are a healthcare professional and have ideas. And also go to my website at www.montrealhealth.net. Have a safe drive home. God bless.